If you could look inside your own mind, you would see the place where your future is already being built. Long before a person becomes rich or poor, successful or broken, strong or weak, it all begins in one small place, their thoughts. The world is full of people who blame luck, blame time, blame others, and blame life. But the truth is simple and painful. Your life does not become what you want. Your life becomes what you believe. This is not just a beautiful sentence. This is the secret behind every great success story and every silent failure. And today, you will hear a story that proves this truth in the simplest and most powerful way. This story begins in a noisy railway station, a place where thousands of people passed every day, but only a few ever changed their lives. The station was always full of sound. Trains coming and going. People shouting. Children crying. Sellers calling. And in the middle of all this noise, there was a man who sat quietly near one of the pillars every single day. He was a beggar. No one knew his real name. Maybe even he had forgotten it. His clothes were old and torn. His shoes had holes. His face looked tired, like life had been heavy on him for many years. His eyes were not angry. They were empty. As if he had stopped expecting anything good from the world. Every morning, he came to the station and sat in the same place. Every night, he left with a few coins in his pocket and a heavy heart in his chest. Some days he ate. Some days he stayed hungry. But every day felt exactly the same. He did not remember when this life had started. Maybe 10 years ago. Maybe more. Time had lost meaning for him. Hope had also lost meaning. People walked past him like he was not even there. Some dropped a coin without looking at his face. Some looked away. Some showed anger. Some showed pity. But no one really saw him. To the world, he was just a beggar. To himself, he was nothing. One afternoon, when the sun was hot and the platform was full of people, he noticed someone different. A man in a clean, expensive suit stepped onto the platform. His shoes were shining. His back was straight. His walk was calm and confident. He looked like a man who controlled his life instead of begging life for mercy. The beggar looked at him and thought, this man must be rich. Maybe today I will finally get more than a few small coins. He stood up, walked to the man, and stretched out his hand. Sir, please help me, he said in a weak voice. The man stopped and looked at him. But instead of taking out money, the man asked a question that no one had ever asked him before. Do you always only take from others? The man asked. Have you ever given anything to anyone? The beggar felt confused and almost angry. Sir, he said, I am a beggar. I survive by asking. I have nothing to give to anyone. The businessman looked at him for a long moment, then spoke slowly and clearly. If you believe you have nothing to give, then you also have no right to ask for anything. I am a businessman. I believe in exchange. If you can offer me something, I can give you something in return. But if you have nothing to give, I cannot give you anything either. After saying this, the man picked up his bag, boarded the train, and disappeared. The beggar stood there like he had been hit by something he could not see. The words did not leave him. They stayed in his head. They burned inside his heart. For the first time in many years, he did not beg for the rest of the day. That night, he lay on the cold ground and stared at the dark sky. What can I give? He whispered. I am nothing. I have nothing. But the question did not leave him. 2 days passed. He still did not beg. On the third day, while sitting near the tracks, he noticed something small that he had walked past for years without seeing. A group of wildflowers was growing near the railway line. They were simple flowers. But they were alive. Bright. Beautiful. He looked at them for a long time. And then, for the first time in many years, a new thought entered his mind. What if I am not completely useless, he thought. What if I can give something, even if it is small? His heart started beating faster. He slowly walked to the flowers and gently picked a few. That day, when someone gave him a coin, he did something he had never done before. He smiled. And he offered a flower. The person looked surprised. Then smiled. Then took the flower. The next person did the same. And the next. That day, something changed. People did not just throw money and walk away. They looked at him. They smiled at him. Some even said thank you. That night, for the first time in many years, the beggar cried. Not because of pain, but because of hope. Days passed. Weeks passed. He continued giving flowers. And something strange happened. He started getting more money. Not because people felt sorry for him, but because they were happy to receive something. He understood something very important. People don't like to give to beggars. They like to buy from sellers. One day, he saw the businessman again. He ran to him and said, "Sir, today I have something to give you." He gave him flowers. The businessman smiled and said, "You are not a beggar anymore. You are a businessman." That night, the man did not sleep. "I am not a beggar," he said again and again. "I am a businessman." The next morning, he left the station. He started selling flowers in the streets. At first, it was hard. Some days he sold nothing. Some days he failed. But he did not return to begging. He kept going. He learned. He grew. 6 months later, he came back to the same station. Not as a beggar, but as a businessman. Two men met. They shook hands. The past and the future stood face to face. And the lesson is simple. Your life changes when your thinking changes. If you see yourself as nothing, you will become nothing. If you see yourself as something, you will become something. So change your thoughts. Because the most powerful words in the world are not "I wish." They are "I will." And the day you say "I will," your life begins to change.